live.
All right, what is up, beautiful people? Welcome to the Frost and Fist. It's your wolf brother, Mythos Kushranada.
And I am El Frico, and welcome to the show!
And as always, we are both part of the Eat It Beer Wargamers Unification Group and
Chilling Network.
That's right. Guys, we are so glad to have you along this week. I've had surgery this week, had some wisdom teeth removed. The last couple of days, my cheek was all puffy and swelly, and out to here.
You look like Chipmunk.
Yeah, I had a little chipmunking going on. And today is the first day that I can actually speak without a big lump in my mouth.
You got a what in your mouth?
Anyways, so I'm definitely glad to be able to take this first day back to being able to talk right, or at least as close as I can get to talking right with you guys. So, we have a full party already.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
Hey, what you say?
We got a running bear. Good to see you, my brother. We got an archer, my ninjas. God dang it.
He's a smash captain.
I know. What's funny is that I read it before it set in.
Yeah.
What he had done? Oh, man. We got a Clay Dog in the house. We got some Art of the Week from Clay Dog, too. He's got some awesome stuff. Poor Thomas falling asleep in the corner. Oh, man, Archer, I know Freak already said it, but drive safely, man. Not in that corner. I drink too much beer. Don't go stand there. We got a Lady Dragon Creations. Good to see our Lady Dragon. Oh, man. Got some good people on. We got the Gamecraft Dragon. Okay, you're going to have to read Big D's text there. You guys know I'm terrible at reading out names.
Right. So basically his Freak an issue. I chose you. Freak used sexy dance. It was very effective.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
All right, guys. So
It's already starting, dude. And you know what? Zane is not even in the chat.
He is.
Is
he? Right here.
Oh my God. Holy crap. Zane! Where you been?
Oh no. The Big D has been stricken with Nurgle.
Oh no.
I mean,
why would we ignore him? Is he high? That just came out. There's no Chinese. There's only Space Asian.
Only Space Asians. And I've been working on some Space Asian stuff.
Indeed you have.
Yep. I've got a showcase coming out for my Space Asian repulsor tomorrow. So you guys have seen most of the work. Jam Jar from across the pond. Good to see you, my man.
How you doing?
Got brother Oni in the chat. What up, peeps?
Hey, man.
We got some great people tonight.
Is this lighting any better? Because it looked like I was kind of washed out there for a minute there. You guys think it's a little better? Help me out, because I was like pretty pasty there. I was pretty pasty there a little bit. You know, I don't want to be pasty. Hey, Peter.
All right.
I love the cup you're using.
My Space Swift cup.
I wish I had a cup like that.
This one actually was imported to me all the way from the UK from Kujahira. So
the Kuja, the Kuja, Commander Kuja.
Commander Kuja.
Commander.
So, hobby update. What you been working on, brother? This week, brother? What you got for
man? So you guys know I've been working on the Smash Captain's amazing mini. You know, he earned for hanging out with us for some time now. You know, the good full 3 months.
Yep, every quarter.
Every quarter. So he asked me to paint the amazing Chaplain Emo.
He's got a Chaplain Emo coming.
Dude, and you know what? It is so much fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. There's a lot. And, oh, by the way, I and this is going to blow you guys away because I'm going to tell you right now. Let me get my mic here. I know you guys are professionals. You guys been doing this for a long time. Okay, and I'm going to come off as a noob, and I don't care. I'm okay with this. I am absolutely 100% fine with this revelation because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I tried out my very first wet palette, and I like it. I freaking love it. I have been so nervous to paint with a brush. And that's why I've kind of mastered the airbrush to the point to where I kind of try to avoid, painting with a brush. The only thing I would use with a brush would be, the small detail stuff, not anything big. So capes, I would airbrush them. Highlights an inch, and shading, airbrush. The first time I actually did a cape.
I'm not even going to bring up the fact that I've been using a wet palette and been trying to tell them about it for like 3 years now.
What?
But friend of the channel, Oni Studios, comes on and talks about it. Oh, man, all of a sudden he's got to get one.
Oh, let's see. We need to change this. Yeah, let's change this to sad music. Yeah, okay, go ahead, Mythos.
No. I was just going to say, your brother trying to tell you, help a brother out. Hey, man, get this wet palette. Now it takes friend of the channel, Oni Studios, to tell you need a wet palette. All of a sudden, it's like, you know what? It would be a good idea if I had this wet palette. Your brother don't know what he's talking about. But that guy, Oni, and to be fair, Oni is an incredible painter.
Incredible painter.
And that's why it took somebody like Oni Studios for him to say, you know what? I could use a wet palette. All right, I'm done.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Wolf Brother don't know what he's talking about.
I felt like it betrayed you. Like, what have I done? What? Nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Wet palette, yo. Wet freaking palette. Tears of pure salt.
How did all this moist get in the chat?
I don't know, dude.
married couple issues between freaking Mythos.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Anyway, getting back to it so we can get to the show. So yeah, man, I'm like, oh, okay. So I was really nervous because painting large areas like a cape or anything bigger than that, it has always been a challenge for me. Secretly, I'm not joking. This is something that I've always really had an issue. That's why I would resort to, base coating it with the airbrush. And man, when I put that paint and oh my goodness, you use way less. Holy cow! I mean, it's unbelievable. And I put a little bit of that paint onto the wet palette, and it thinned it down nicely. And oh man, it just went on beautifully. I did a couple of coats to bring the right consistency of the color. And now the things that I did struggle with was trying to get an effect that I've seen someone else do, which is like a satin look for the cape, like a silk look, where the folds look like they reflect light, especially on the inside, like silk would do that. Now, crazy thing is, it had me so frustrated. Oni actually helped me through it, but I really, cause I was struggling bad. I was like, okay, this is not working. I can't get it right. I look like the 3-year-old that did it with crayon, and I'm, but he kept telling me, dude, thin the paint. You got to go way thinner, way thinner. I'm like, I'm thinning it. I don't understand this. It still looks chunky and stupid looking. So I pull out the airbrush and I just did it with the airbrush. There, I did it. And he goes, yeah, it looks good. I'm like, damn it. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to do it by the brush, by hand. Oh, it's bullcrap. So just like Mythos does, no, I'm not doing, no. I went back to it, recoated it, brought it back to the red, and started doing it by hand. And this time I just barely put just a dab of paint, but just thinned it out like crazy. It was mostly water, man. and it actually worked. I was like super stoked how well it worked, and like, okay, I get it. It's probably still not Oni good, but it's getting there. So I was really stoked about how well it came out. So yeah, so I'm really happy how he's turning out, and I did paint him up from black. So it's another thing that I learned from Oni. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited how Chaplain Emo's coming out. I can't wait to be finished with him. Tomorrow I'm hoping to be done with him while we have our good sit and chat with our very own the meat. So really stoked, though.
Got some more shout outs here. We got X Gear Commander with saying hello all this freaking Friday.
Hey, yeah. Oh, God.
We have Freak is in LOVE.
Moist.
And Inquisitor Dane says, Oni is your Oni-chan. We have a beautiful Spud in the chat. Says, yes. For some reason, I'm awake to see your sexy faces. What up, my brother? Good to see you, my man.
He's actually online watching us, yeah? That was my Spud imitation. That was horrible. I'll shut up now. I'm sorry, Spud.
We have Tears of Pure Salt. We're labeled as heterosexual life partners here. That happens a lot.
Yep.
And a lot of people agreeing that wet palettes are amazing things.
Again, it's amazing that I'm just now discovering it. So, unbelievable. I cannot believe that.
So you're doing the Chaplain Emo. Zane wants to know, are you doing him like an ultramarine in the photo?
No, I'm actually doing it's Raven Guard. So I'm actually doing it with the yellow pad, the yellow shoulder pad. Everything else is identical. Everything in the photo is identical, but one of the shoulder pads, the left one, is going to be yellow on the inside, still the gold trim, and all that good stuff. So yeah, oh man, it's let me see if I can get it so you guys can see it. I'm not sure the lighting's pretty crappy right now.
Spud says he loves everyone equal and that everyone here is awesome for supporting us handsome beasts.
Sorry.
No, don't make that face when he calls us handsome beasts. Oh, there's the Chaplain of Emo.
So he's barely on here, but this is the look at that. That is the let me crank the lighting up so you guys can see it a little bit here.
That satiny transition.
That's the satiny transition I was talking about, and it's funny because the there you go. So you can kind of see. You see how, and oh my God, it actually turned out better than I expected. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to get like a nice satiny, silky, robe or cape looking, and of course, all the crazy detail because he's pretty edgy. He's got all his.
That's a lot of detail on a mini.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. And I did a lot of work on the oath, right, Mythos? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the Oath of Moment papers coming down.
Yep. And of course on the actual on the seals. So yeah, so I've done some things that I've never done before. One of them is actually create like a type of shading on the actual oath, the actual paper itself, and you can see. Let me get it a little closer. You can see on the little bit of blue. I think it's not too clear, but I'm gonna have to take the pictures. Anyway, really great project. It actually caused me to stretch out a little bit. So I have a lot of work to do. This is a lot of fun, but it's definitely causing me to, to branch out. So love this project. I can't wait to be done with it, though. It'd be nice. I hope Brother Archer loves it, man, because it's coming out really good.
Brother Wolf Lord Meeks is in the chat.
Oh boy,
good to see you, my brother. Guys, we are super stoked tomorrow. Tomorrow we're having our first calling all Wolf Lords. So our Wolf Lord tier patrons, once every month, we're just going to get together and have just a hobby session over, hangouts or whatever, to sit and just hobby face to face, just get some paint on and just chat with each other, share any tips or whatever we have with our Wolf Lords. And Meeks is going to be our first tomorrow morning. So we got a proper Saturday morning hobby session going on. So that's going to be really cool.
That's going to be good.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Same. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Oh.
Good night, Spud. Rest well, my brother. So, anything else this week, man? I know you're cranking out beast work on that model there.
I've just been really, really busy the last 2 weeks since pretty much the departure of my boss. We've been kind of pulling a lot of weight, and it's not bad. It hasn't been bad. It's actually been a good thing, and
it's a good busy, right?
It's a good busy. Yeah, it's a very good busy because everybody's working together and a lot of communication. And the guy who kind of is taking over, he's been around for a long time. I've known him, and he's given us the tools to be successful, which I love, and that's a great thing. And I'm really, really stoked about that. There we go with these penguins. So I came in the tail end. This is the ADD moment. I went to go work change out a keyboard, and I had the stream going on at the Chilling Wargamers. And when I came back, there's something about penguins and polar bears. It's like, what? This is gonna be a cage match between the two? What's going on here? I love it. That's the kind of stuff. That's the randomness that really excites me.
First, it was 100 penguins to take down a polar bear, and then I think Spud whittled it down to 4 to take on a polar bear.
Those are some badass penguins.
It was a great show. Speaking of great shows, we got Plastic Crack Gaming, formerly and I guess still known as Skarnir, and I just watched one of his great live shows with Edict Beer 40K as the special guest.
Very nice.
Awesome show. Really great show.
Very, very nice.
Good night, Spud.
Good night, guy. Good guy there. Really good. I can't wait to do our Friends of the UK with him, man. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Speaking of which, we need to go ahead and start talking about dates for our March Friends of the UK stream.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to talk about dates live here, but
yep, absolutely. We'll definitely have to look. I'll have to pull up the calendar and we'll have to do it. Meeks Captain Cheeks. Welcome back, Zane.
Yeah, it is crazy. As experienced as Nick is, and he's a pretty good player, and he's never played in the GW. That's pretty crazy to find out.
That is interesting.
But yeah, it was a really good live show. You get a chance, go watch my man Skarnir and Edict Beer 40K chat over on Plastic Crack Gaming. It was a great show. All right, so I was going to go back to hobby update. Not quite hobby, but you did a show, played a little music this week, right? As a musician, that's always good.
Well, yeah. I did. I was asked to help out to throw some keys down, and I said, it's not a problem. Oh, and of course, I helped out my oldest daughter create actually a couple of things. So my oldest daughter, she wanted to do an unboxing for these snacks. These Universal. They're called Universal Yum. And it's basically a monthly subscription of snacks from around the world. And the last one that we just did, I helped her do, was some snacks from France, which was really, really cool. It was a lot of fun. So I helped her record it and edit and all that stuff. It was the first one, a pilot, if you will, to see how it would do, and it looks like it did pretty good. So she's gonna do the next one. I think the next one is from Brazil. That'll be very interesting. And then. I did another video for my niece because she's got something going on for her church, and they're looking for donations or sponsors. Like, okay, well, I'll just do a little something, and I actually used my little expertise to do some a little bit of editing. It turned out pretty cool, actually, where she holds a lightsaber, which was
I really liked that video. That was great.
Yeah, it turned out really, really well, and all it was, you want to know what it really was?
What's that?
It was actually a Marks-a-Lot, one of those big, thick Marks-a-Lots.
Nice.
Yep, and I taped. I still have it. Here it is. So this is part of. This is it. This is what it was.
Some video editing magic, baby.
Yeah, and let me see if I can show it to you guys. Do you mind? Let me see if I can
Yeah, go ahead.
pull it up here. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah. So, but yeah, so it was actually pretty cool. Let me see if I can find it here. Bear with me, Jens. So Mythos, I know you have been cranking out some gorgeous work, brother. Tell me about it, man.
Well, I finally got my apothecary base, so and sealed up, matte varnish, so that is all complete and good to go. So he will be escorting my con and my veterans on bikes, form a little bodyguard squad. I finally got my repulsor all based up and sealed up. So I did, like I said, a showcase on that. That'll be out tomorrow morning.
Nice.
And I think my biggest thing, I've really, really been cranking out some work on that Redemptor Dread from last week. That's been my big focus this week.
Nice.
I started out knowing that this was salamanders. I decided to paint up a couple of spoons with some Vallejo surface primer and practice a tutorial done by Freak over at Frosted Fists to try and achieve this effect.
Dude, that looks great.
Guys, these are spoons 7 and 8, by the way. I sent Freak a message earlier in the night after attempts, either 3 and 4 or 5 and 6, and I'm like, guys, I'm not understanding the random pattern of flames. I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna get it. Kane's just not getting any flames on his dragon dreadnought here. But I went back and put a primer over them again. There's like several layers of primer on these spoons, and tried it again and again. And finally, I got them to an acceptable level on the spoons. And you guys have probably already seen this on my Instagrams or our Instagrams. But
that is gorgeous. Dude. Hang up, dude.
Got some flame effects there.
Hang it, man.
They're not the best, but you know, I think they look pretty cool.
Dude, for what you've done, heck yes.
That has been my sole focus. I spent a whole night on practicing flames and then actually putting it onto the model. Yeah. And then I did the silvers, the golds, a lot of the detail on the Dread this week, a lot of the cabling and stuff. And now I'm working on some of the weapons and stuff. And then I'm going to go in with some Vallejo gray primer in here so I can put some flame and lava effects down. I've got some Mordant earth on the way, so I'm going to shiny it all up and spread it across the lava. And then that way it'll look like the lava's cracking as the dreadnought walks over it. So I feel like I'm closing in on that dreadnought there. So
nice. All right, so real quick, I'm just gonna burn right through it because I got a few seconds here. Let me get set up here. Hang on. All right, where is it? Put it right here.
Finish my Jedi training course.
There you go. That's simple. Just like that.
Editing magic. You got you a lightsaber.
Got a lightsaber, yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool. Actually,
that's cool.
Yeah, what you didn't hear was when she ignited it, you know, and you can hear, you know, and then when she, you know, pulled it out, it was actually pretty neat. So there you go, man.
Oh, Brother Rob. Okay, I know I just got done showing him, but oh well, you know, actually, I know he's seen them on my media. Just got done talking about his editing magic, making lightsabers, and then airbrushing some flames over here, following Freak's tutorial. All right, so real quick, and thank you everyone in the chat who commented that about my flames. I appreciate that. That was a lot of hard work, a lot of frustration. And I actually quit for the night. I actually just sent Freak a message. Hey, I don't understand this. I'm not going to understand this. I've done this tons of times now, and I don't. My understanding isn't any better than it was. So I actually quit. I cleaned up all my airbrush stuff. I put everything away. I shut down the lights over here in the hobby area, and I went and sat in front of the TV. And then, like about half an hour later, I got back up and came back here and set everything back up again and got back to airbrushing. And eventually, I came up with the result that I found acceptable. You know,
I find something funny about Mythos is that whenever I hear those words, it's like, freak, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't handle it anymore. I'm just gonna burn my brush. Typically, that's code for I'm pretty close to getting it done. Yeah.
I don't know about all the time, but I do have a tendency to quit and then not quit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, oh, I see you didn't. I see you not quitted. Okay, yeah, you quitted, not quitted. Sorry, not sorry. Okay.
So comment here. Did we hear the rumors about Darren Latham having to take down his YouTube channel?
No.
Yeah, actually, I did hear that. And freak, this is a someone who's got a very very talented painter, member of the heavy metal painting team for like 10 years.
Wow.
One of those one of those artists that people chase.
Yeah.
And I heard it's all got to be down by either March or May. I heard conflicting reports there, but
so what's the scoop? Why are they making them get it down?
Oh, apparently, Roxas says I'm the same way in Raid. I'm never gonna understand this this mechanic in Raid, and then about to get the mechanic.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, he knows it too. That's code.
I had a meltdown a couple weeks ago in Tsukiyomi, which is one of the Final Fantasy 14 bosses, and that I was never gonna understand this mechanic. And that, you know what, when it comes to that section, don't res me, leave me dead, because I'm just going to get right back up to die again, And the next week we came, like they explained it to me again, and the next week I came back, and I've died a few times to it, but I haven't died nearly as much to it as I have. Like I've got it mostly down pat now.
There you go.
But back to Darren Latham.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's been some conflicting reports. I hear March, I hear May.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of people saying that he's got to have all his videos down, by either March or May, and that, it's all because of his employer.
Oh, your position.
I'm hearing that all GW staff are restricted. They are seeing it as making money off of your position in the company, sort of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, that's valid actually. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
It's all part of when you're on the GW team, you're representing yourself and the company kind of deal,
Yeah. I mean, it's not it's you can't. It's pretty much exclusive. You're either going to be, working for the company or be unemployed too. So. That's kind of sad, though.
Same note, Duncan, the painter for GW, started up his own YouTube channel, and with like a 15-second teaser, already has 15,000 subs, including me. I subbed.
God, ain't that something? So, is his own channel or is through GW?
No, I mean he remember he left GW earlier this year, I think January.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was at the beginning of the year he left GW, and now here we are a couple months later. He's opened up his own channel, and boom, off of a 15-second trailer, 15 grand in subs.
About that.
As soon as he puts out a video,
yep,
he'll have more than his 4,000 hours to monetize it. We'll see where he goes after that.
Wow, he just made money on that one video. Bloody hell.
Mongolian beef in the tummy, feeling good. Good evening, Brian, my brother.
That does sound good. Actually, I took the wife to get some fajitas. We did the Mexican thing a little bit earlier.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, good food.
One other thing I have for Art of the Week, hobby update, is the amazing Liberators I got from Brother Oni, 5 of them were still on sprue, needed to be assembled, so I put them together. But that was it. Like I said, most of the week was dedicated to Kane's Dreadnought. Since Brother Roxas joined the chat, I am going to show it off one more time. Brother Roxas, look what I did for Kane. Got his salamander, a couple flames on the shoulder.
Gorgeous, man.
So hopefully it gets Kane excited to play the game, because I know he's been working on assembling a start collecting box. So hopefully he'll jump in our little friendly escalation. You know. What is Duncan's channel's name? If you didn't ask me, I could probably tell you. I'm blanking on it on the spot though. But that is our update. We'd like to know in the chat what you guys are working on this week. Own YouTube channel, everything. Tooth and Coach Duncan Rhodes. Yep.
Painting Academy.
Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy. That's what it was. Thank you, Skarner. Plastic crack. Sorry. Yep, this is the Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy. That just has a strong name to it, doesn't it?
It really does. It sounds like an amazing donut.
What?
Duncan?
How does Painting Academy equate to donut?
Well, no, Duncan Rhodes is like, that sounds like an amazing. Never mind. I was just thinking donuts. All right.
All right. Oh, hey, we have Adam Dodge in the chat. Good to see you, my man.
Hi.
Working on 3 dune crawlers for a commission.
Wow.
33 clay dog. I love some dune crawlers. Get that neutron laser going.
No. No, you don't.
Taking out some Imperial Fist armor. It's good stuff.
No.
Running Bear slowly working on the rest of his Space Wolves, mainly resting. Cool. You know, actually, one of the things I sent Freak for Art of the Week is how we said to keep us posted on how you did at your event last week. So looking forward to talking about that. Speaking of which, it's a pretty good time to transition over to Art of the Week, huh?
Yep. Let me do this, though. I want to do a quick shout out real quick. Can we do that?
Sure.
Put a little ad. All right. Let me kill this music out here. All right. All right, guys. So just wanted to throw this out to you guys, especially your friends of the channel, those of you who actually are actually content creators. You have your own YouTube. You've got your own, Patreon. You got whatever it is, your Instagrams, your Facebook. Well, last week, I had those beads, and I got them from a good friend of ours, friends of mine, from work, and it just so happened that Tyler is a commercial artist. While we were talking and we were kind of chatting and getting some ideas. Well, typically commercial artists will charge anywhere from $40 to $60 an hour. And he decided, we kind of talking about it. He asked if we wouldn't mind, give him a plug. And I said, not at all. But hey, this is the Frost and Fist. I mean, come on, we got to hook a brother up, right? So, exclusively for the Frost and Fist, friends of the Frost and Fist, guys, he will only charge $20 an hour to do any kind of graphics and logo. Again, you have to be a friend of the channel, and just there's his number, there's an information. Give him a call. The guy does amazing work. All right, you got a logo. You need to get any kind of print stuff done. All that stuff. He's got all the hookups. He's got everything he needs. But he does amazing commercial work. I've seen a lot of his work. I'm trying to get some stuff so I can show to you guys. But $20 an hour, you can't beat that. And I mean, for a logo, you can imagine it's only probably 1 or 2 hours. So that took steel, guys. That's just for friends of the channel. So go check him out. His info's right there. Give him a call. Check out his email. It's officialnoblegraphics with an X at gmail.com. He goes by Tyler Noble Graphics Designer, guys. Go check him out and go save some serious cash. That's what I'm trying to get. Plastic Crack. I'm trying to get some of his stuff so I can show you. I don't have that today. This is kind of a last minute thing, but I will have it next week. So
we'll have it next week.
Absolutely. So we'll show you some work that he's done. But the guy is pretty badass. There you go.
We wanted to absolutely share this because we do get asked actually pretty frequently if we know any graphics designers for other channels that are looking to update their logos and artwork and stuff like that, channel art. So it's pretty cool.
And it's a way to save some money. I mean, he does great work, and as long as you're a friend of the channel, we can throw some work his way. So really excited about that. Well, there you go.
Not exactly a sponsored live stream, Archer, my man, but we definitely have the hookup on a discount. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's pretty dramatic. I mean, it's pretty much a sponsored. So I mean, really $20 an hour. That's pretty low, guys. That's he's giving it away. So, but good stuff, man.
So we will update.
Yeah, it's reconnecting, successful. Sorry, guys. Something happened. We got disconnected. I don't know why. So, I think everything looks good. Everything's sounding okay. You guys can hear us. Everybody can still see us.
Adam Dodge says he's taking some time to paint some hobby minis rather than work minis. That always feels good.
That is good. It's always good.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We had a little connection issue.
Speaking of Brother Adam, Freakaliciousness, before we move on to Art of the Week, do you mind if we take a look at that Sons of Odin Kickstarter we looked at last week? I just want to, this is now officially, it's live now. Mm-hmm. You guys can pledge to get your Viking or Werewolf minis, and he is definitely, as we all predicted, he is past, of course, the minimum amount, and of course a couple of stretch goals too. So
okay, give me a second here. Okay, here it is.
So it's pretty cool stuff.
All right, and we transition now. There we go. Yeah, we did it, man. Freaking sweet.
Very cool to see. Smashing them goals. If you'll scroll down, I want to talk about some of the freebies that got unlocked, some of the stretch goals.
Okay. Oh, that's a cool mural. That is so neat.
Isn't that? That's such a cool artwork.
That is so cool.
So if you guys remember last week when we took a look at the Kickstarter page, it wasn't live yet, so all this cool stuff wasn't here. But it is official now. It is going beast mode.
Oh, that's an amazing werewolf.
I know.
Jeez.
That werewolf on the rock is absolutely my favorite.
That is so good. Okay. Kickstarter exclusive? Yes. All right, tell me where I need to go down, Bubba.
All right. So down, you'll see some of the stretch goals. After some of the pledges, you'll see some of the stretch goals.
Okay, here we go. Leader.
So there's the create your own pledge and the custom warband. So these are some of the things we were kind of taking a look at before.
Yeah.
So those are some options there. So the heroes, like the Berserker, very cool. The Thane was very cool looking. Huskarls with axe and shield, very cool. I like the 2 axes. That guy dual wielding is another one of my favorites.
Ooh, I like this one.
Now, this shield maiden we're taking a look at, such a cool sculpt. And this one, so it's been unlocked as a stretch goal, and anyone who's getting the Viking side is getting it as a free add-in, or for an extra €6 or pounds or some form of non-American. I'm really bad at this, guys. But for just an extra few bucks, that the euro.
It's a euro. It's a euro, I believe.
Yeah, for an extra 6 of those. You can toss it in. So if I were to say get the werewolf pack,
Yeah.
extra €6, toss it in, boom, extra stretch goal mini. Thank you, Lily.
No, I'm just.
No, I'm actually.
Oh, it's an
thank
English pound.
you. Don't check me.
English pound.
Euro, right?
No, that's
English
pounds.
pound.
That's pounds. I knew it.
Yes, I knew
I
it
know
too.
I knew English things.
Yes. See, I can. Yes.
All right. So, anyways,
We
next
have
up,
never ever said we were professional here. Okay, don't judge us.
oh, we definitely know that we are not.
Nope. Not yet.
Both of y'all, I judge y'all all the time.
Oh crap.
We have an entire going on 12 on to 13-year relationship based on her judging me. So, anyways, so the next stretch goal we have here is, of course, what appears to be a werewolf shaman kind of
Let me
character.
go back up because you're. Go back. There she is.
No, it was below the shield man. There, right there. Yeah, you got it. You know what you're doing. And with Brexit, not in the euro anymore. Right.
That's just true. Sorry.
The shield maiden is taken from the artwork at the top. That's right, because she's putting that sword through a beast.
Beast.
For some reason, every time I see the symbol for pound, I think it looks like an E. That's the only thing that threw me off.
Right.
Hey.
More judgment. I can feel it. I can feel it over here. I can
Fuzzy
the
feed,
judging.
gonna refresh. Later, Zane. I'm glad you were here, brother.
I can feel the judgment radiating like nuclear.
Our European relationship has been set to it's complicated. So anyways, yeah, so lots of more cool stuff coming, guys. Love the stretch goals. Guys, the wolf shaman, the shield maiden, they both look just absolutely amazing. Plus, I mean, just taking a look at some of the things in the range. I mean, just all cool stuff, guys.
There it is. All in one right there.
There you go. These unlock stretch goals. You want to go back to the top of the page and look at that artwork where you can see her in action?
Yeah. I wish they had them been picked. Sorry, let me go up. All right.
There's the Thane fighting the werewolf, and there's the shield maiden at the bottom.
Yeah.
Doing a stabby stab.
Hold on, let me scroll down so I can see it. There we go. That is so wow. Yeah, he did that, didn't he? Or she did that, didn't she? Yep, ran him through. What is that? Is that a wolf?
Is that a bike?
Nice. That is so cool. That's a great picture, man.
So FYI, the Kickstarter exclusive Barbarian and Shield Maiden pair are actually sculpted in me and my girlfriend Sarah's likeness. That's awesome.
That is cool. That is cool. Let's go back.
Ice Wolf Inc. says, greetings from the Netherlands. We can see the English slipping into the ocean.
Wow. Let's continue.
Now it's time for an inappropriately timed t-shirt. All right, guys. This is getting a little off the rails.
It's getting messy.
Flashback Friday into Messy Monday?
Yes.
Anyways, you guys haven't taken the opportunity yet to go sign up to get yourself some amazing Viking, Werewolf, or both sets. Go check them out. Check out this amazing Kickstarter. It is absolutely going to be some fantastic works of art in your hands.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, on to some art of the week.
Yeah. Man, we got a lot of
popcorn. It's getting good in here.
lot of entries for Art of the Week, did we not?
Oh yeah, and U.S. friendly shipping. I definitely should have mentioned that. The ship definitely U.S. friendly shipping.
That's cause for judgment right there, Mythos. So just bring it upon ourselves. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on with the network. All right, stand by here. We'll get you some. Okay.
You sounded a little bit like The Grudge when you did that.
Okay. So we're gonna do this one first. Here we go. Good chow.
Ah, so this is the work of Brother Running Bear. This is his Niall Stormcaller. And it led him somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I love that vibrant green on the bird there. It really reminds me of like a parrot, you know. But he got the Winter War 2020 award for Best Warlord.
Nice.
Caw, caw.
Caw! Caw! Car comes by. Sorry, that was a bad.
Oh, hey, check out this top secret announcement live here on the Frosted Fist. Lady D will be working with Pagan Miniatures on future projects.
Wow.
That's
congratulations. Amazing. That's awesome.
Congrats, Lady Dragon. So much excitement. That's awesome. And also congrats again to Running Bear for winning Best Warlord.
Congrats, bro. Look at this. There's his specs. His stats. How did it say specs?
Yep. Won 3 out of 5 matches.
Very nicely done.
Admech won 22-23. That's a close victory. Ultramarines 37-7. Whew.
Wow.
That was a smashing. Lost 29-23 against the Necrons, 30-15 against the Eldari, and then came back and won against Sisters 36-9. Wow,
dude, that's a crush. Holy cow!
Yeah, I mean, a couple minor losses with Necrons and Eldari, but they're Necrons and Eldari, right? Mm-hmm. But dude, really crushing it on the Imperial side. That's awesome.
Indeed. Good job, man.
The Necron player is the #1 Necron player in the ITC. So, definitely no shame in losing. I mean, no shame in losing in general, but I mean, you lose to the #1 Necron player. That's wow. I wasn't trying talking any space elves. I just said it wasn't surprising to lose to them.
Are you being judged again?
I wasn't.
I can feel it. I can feel it over here.
There was zero judgment there.
Okay, okay. I don't know. I guess it's the lights radiating, perhaps.
Who might be judging though is this badass Rust conversion.
He's looking at me, and I'm feeling judged right now, like he's gonna stab me. This is by Ket and Matt. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So this is a Kabuki. I mean, there's a lot of conversion pieces here. Obviously, we've got the Dreadnought shield from the Space Wolves Dreadnought.
I love that.
Some of the parts here are used from like the
That's easy for you to say.
The model is the Kabuki, quote unquote, not Russ from Kabuki Studios.
That is Russ. I don't want to hear it. That's Russ.
Right.
Russ. Let it happen.
So yeah, it is definitely the third party Kabuki Studios Russ there, and it is fan-freaking-tastic.
It is amazing.
I love that he's got the spear of Russ. He's got the giant sword.
Yeah, that is so cool. Dude, that's so neat. Just let it happen. Dang. The detail. The detail.
That is amazing.
Okay. That chain's real, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. So they put up conversion pictures with this. So we're actually going to get to take a look at some of the things they did to convert it, and you'll get to see that.
Holy cow!
I want to get one of those Kabuki Studios Russes though. And when I say Russes, I don't mean rodents of unusual size. Rodents of unusual size, I don't believe in them.
I love that movie.
That is indeed the spear that Ragnar touched and threw into the eye of Magnus. Nice size rush too, absolutely.
That's what she said.
Love the conversion and feel of that model. I absolutely agree. I want to take a second to point out while we look at this amazing Russ. Okay, there's one thing for for the amazing feeling when you get accepted to work with an amazing company, right? Like my talents get put to use at an amazing company like Pagan Miniatures. But check out how cool Adam Dodge at Pagan Miniatures is. He says, I think we should get congratulations too. We feel really lucky to have Lady D on board. That's absolutely amazing.
That
Congratulations
is
to you both.
And you see, guys. We don't want to take credit for this, but you know,
oh God, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't even.
It's a marriage. It's the perfect. We bring communities together. That's what we do here.
We did not. This is all you, Lady D. Thank you for drawing such amazing stuff.
We are so glad to be a part of this for you guys and this venture in our lives.
All right, next picture.
Are you judging me?
I'm judging us right now.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, so here's some of the conversion work that went into this.
Oh, sorry.
So you can see that actually there in its bare plastic form from the different materials used that spear is actually made up of like 3 different pieces of weapons there.
That's crazy.
And the chain is real chain wrapped around the Primarch there.
Real chain. Oh my God.
That is so cool.
Look at that. You see me.
Don't give him that, Adam. Don't let him take any credit. This is all Lady D and your incredible drawing talent.
You see?
Nope. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Let's look at this miniature. Back on track for you.
Okay. This is gorgeous work. And who knows? We may be able to get, Cat and Matt and with somebody else. It's just amazing how the frost.
All right, next picture.
Oh my God! So this is just amazing, dude. I'm one day I will do kit bashing. One day I will be, but this is just crazy. This is okay. That's part of a dreadnought down there.
I knew for sure the shield was part of a dreadnought. What else is there?
Down there, look. This the inside of the shoulder. Or
okay.
The inside of the side of that's part of the dreadnought.
I got you.
Holy cow, dude! This is insane.
I don't know if you remember, but that phenomenal version of Russ that Corbin did for our brother Rob at the TMP was also a Kabuki Russ.
Wow. Dang, dude.
So
okay,
I got to get one at some point, man.
Nice work, man. And look at this. Okay, this is from Norson Crusoe. These names, man.
Oh, I'm just laughing because Adam says that Sarah's sitting there correcting his grammar, and that's the thing that Lily and I have our whole relationship based around. So I feel that. I feel that on a spiritual level.
No judgment.
So who's this freak?
Norson Crusoe, who really, really put a lot into the pastel colors. This is really gorgeous work. Oh my!
Can we get that zoomed in any?
Yeah, I can try.
I know it could always be finicky.
Yeah, it's just let me see if it'll expand. Give me a second here. Oh, my eyeball itches. My eyeball itches. Okay, I'm better. Okay. No, it's not. It's not enhancing
Okay.
any. Just
I got you.
Being dumb. Yeah, it's just actually getting smaller. How does that even work? But anyway,
The forward info buttons get bigger, but the picture gets
isn't
smaller.
that something that just that's stupid? Anyway, so that let me just go through the pictures and see what we got here.
Ice Wolf says, asks if we're trying the Control Plus keys.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm enhancing it, but unfortunately, Facebook Messenger, it does not like it. This is through Facebook Messenger. It's not an actual standalone JPEG.
Another friend of the channel, Kaiju.
Yeah, this is just so annoying. Yeah, see, it's no different than I'm doing with a mouse, wheel mouse. So.
Anyways, I really like the color on this.
I do, and it's apparently he just murdered it, and there's like
I wonder
blood.
who this is, because it reminds me of the same pose as the Imperial Fist Sigismund. Like the same posing?
It kind of.
Anybody know what model this is?
It's definitely 30K if you can see the. Oh man, what's with my eyeball? Why is it itching?
Raldoron. Okay.
I wonder if my wife farted on my pillow. Maybe that's why my eye itches so much. I don't know what's going on.
First chapter master of the Blood Angels. Very cool. Now I'm sad.
Konamiko just passed away. Yeah.
Oh.
That's bad. Sad. Oh.
Rip.
Jeez. Dude, this is.
What was the name of this artist, freak?
Norison Crusoe.
Norison Crusoe.
Yeah.
Another person to check out on the Instagrams.
Indeed. All right. Next one is Dana Howell.
She's also a YouTuber. I love her channel, and I love following her work on Instagram too. She has such a vibrant sunset kind of color scheme
very
to
gradient, yeah.
Almost all of her Age of Sigmar stuff, and it just looks so cool.
You look so cool. What?
Got him.
All right. Who is this?
This, the name will be on one of the pictures. This one I got from the Edict Beer Wargamers Unification group, and this is one of the coolest conversions for a war boss on War Trike or whatever it's called that I have ever seen. I mean, look at the DACA at the front of that vehicle.
That's ridiculous.
It is amazing.
That is ridiculous. There's just not enough ammo to feed that. There's no.
I actually asked him for the parts list, and at first he was like, "This is 20 years of bit collecting. I'll see what I can do." And I told him not to worry about it, but he went back and he looked up the parts list as best as he could, anyways, because he's a pretty cool guy like that.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Let me see if I can find it while you take a look at those. But
that is pretty neat, though, man. Oh, Nathan Blewett. Nathan Blewett.
There we go.
Nathan Blewett. He blew it.
That is just such a cool conversion. Like I said, he said he's been collecting orcs for a long time, and it was hard for him to break down an exact bits list, but he gave me his best approximation.
All right. China.
Give me just a second.
Sure.
Almost there. I feel like. I know this is exciting stuff, guys. I want to give credit where it's due.
Speaking of credit,
No.
Okay. This is by Mercenary Workshop. Isn't that
Okay,
cool,
so we
guys?
saw this in its gray plastic form last week.
Okay. Oh, we did. This one,
Yep.
yeah. This guy, yes. Yeah, because you pretty much bits pieces from Tau and all kinds of. This is crazy, dude. This is insane. I think Brian's gonna have a conniption.
I think I'm gonna have a conniption.
I said I was sorry. That is so cool. It's the same picture, isn't it? Let me go down here. Oh wow. Okay, this is very impressive. That is very impressive. Again, Mercenary Workshop. Just I'm telling you, man, it's like somebody went out to the salvage yard, grabbed a bunch of parts. Hey, this is good. Put them together. All right, hold my beer. You know, off they go. Really neat. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous work.
All right, that converted war trike
Yes.
from the orc.
Yes, yes, yes.
That bike is from, he says, as far as I can tell, this bike is an AOBR Defcopter, a truck wheel at the back end with a console hubcap, truck wheels and axle for the front, assorted truck armor playing on the back end, a Def Dread faceplate on the front, truck exhaust out the side, two big shooters from a DACA shooters, four old school war buggy Scorcher shooter weapons, some plastic card piping and checker plate plastic card for extra details, including the front ram bar under the guns. And the boss is a Copter Boy's legs, an Assault on Black Reach War Boss torso, knob kit head, knob shoulder plates, third party Forge World drill for a power claw. Holy crap.
The fact that he went and dug that up for you, man.
I know, right?
That's impressive. That's the kind of influence. This is amazing work, though. Look at this, dude. All the cabling, all the hoses, all, just, there is so much talent out there.
Man, I went and looked it up. I didn't realize that our brother Skarner in the chat had it all listed out. He's the man.
Got a wagon truck, one of us.
Why is it red with a Tweety accent? Wait, you have a Tweety accent? What does that even mean?
I don't know, but
a Tweety bird?
It's funny as hell. I don't put it that.
Hey. All right, see, green skins are simply more fun, more character, more conversions. I mean, that was obviously one of the coolest conversions I've seen. Plus, this robot we're looking at right now from Mercenary Workshop, another really cool one.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some more cool orky goodness I had to throw in for Brother Brian.
This is from Anders Irall.
The Robo Orc.
Robo Orc.
And this is a red-skinned orc. I thought it was pretty cool. I especially like the red skin really stood out to me, the visor and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's different.
Yep.
I've never really, Oh, that's cool. That's a nice little army set.
Plastic Crack says if it has an orc bit on it, I can probably tell you what kit it's from. See, this is why we have subject matter experts here.
Indeed. Man, we've got,
Speaking of, wow, I mean, you put out the orc bait and they come. Lars, welcome to the chat. Good to see you tonight, brother.
Might someone say orcs? You hear them popping.
Speaking of which, Big D started on his orcs this past week. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, my Lanta.
Now, there were a lot of community submissions. Actually, almost everything has been community submission so far. This one I picked. This one I just happened to see as I was going through stuff, and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Did I not leave the name on this one?
It's hopefully it'll show up in the others.
Are they the first comment, maybe?
sure I'm not. I don't see it. It looks amazing. Looks flipping amazing.
Yeah. Our picture quality is so much lower tonight than usual.
Is it? Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at our stream, our feed here. No, it's actually pretty clean. I'm looking at it.
Oh, maybe it's,
do a refresh.
Maybe I just need a refresh.
Yeah, just a refresh. It's probably because we got, our connection went to crap.
Oh yeah.
Came back.
Well, that's way sharper.
Yeah, so that's all it is.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so you're right there. Damn it, Daniel. Okay, so this is somebody I see in the chat when I am in Wolfwraith's chat a lot. So, damn it, Daniel. Finish the Reaper Miniatures, Reaper Mini Beautiful Frost Giant. So that's what it is. There you go.
I'm gonna find my way here. Hang on.
Yeah, definitely. I see lots of high quality work like this on Damn It Daniel's Instagram. So definitely, I recommend giving him a follow on the Instagram. I mean, all of these, as we do with every art of the week, it's all about celebrating the community. So if you guys want to see beautiful artwork, go check out any of these artists that we talk about here in Art of the Week.
I just think it's funny, his name, he's got a significant other. Probably feeling judged every once in a while. It's like, okay, fine. I'm going to name myself that then. That's my Instagram name.
Damn it, Daniel.
Damn it, Daniel. Could have been. Damn it, Mythos. Damn it,
lost connection when it went down. When we lost connection and went down to 240.
Yeah.
Refresh back to 1080. Okay, that's probably why my screen was still fuzzy.
All right, let's continue then, shall we? If you look at that, I think it looks really good. Look at that. It's a dead elk or reindeer. It's dead.
What?
Look at the back. A dead animal.
Oh, dead elk. I thought you said it's a dead elf on her back. I'm like, what?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I was like, where are you
Santa
excited?
has had enough. He's just, hey, could you please carry this elf out for me? He wasn't cutting it on the toys making, and please just take him out.
You were just so matter of fact about it. Like, oh, hey, look at that dead elf on her shoulders. Racist much?
Wow. What? Are you judging me? There's so much judgment going on tonight.
Am I judging you, or are you judging the elves? I'm just asking. That's fair. That's fair. You deserve it.
She's judging all of us?
As Lily do.
I feel it.
So that's what happens to Bambi. Aww. Dave. Yep. Rip Iron Hands. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but they're not going to be the end all be all anymore.
Yeah, we'll be covering all that. All right, what else we got? Ooh. Okay, here you go, Brian. Not pee yourself. I know he probably.
I think this one was submitted by Brian.
By Brian, yeah, you can see he's like to buy when you warm up. I like it a lot. It is gorgeous. Boing.
It is pretty cool looking, though. I've always liked these killer cans.
Yeah, this is
a killer can, right?
Miniature blankie.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I think I actually have one of these in my work stuff somewhere.
What?
That's like half assembled.
Oh, how did you wind up getting that?
Remember, I inherited the work stuff from my brother Daz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's sad.
That's a Death Dread. I got it wrong.
Oh, that's so sad.
But I think I have one of these.
You ought to paint it up and give it back to him. Hey, just play with this, man.
But yeah, he's not interested in 40K at the moment. So gonna put his models to good use where I can,
Indeed. This is pretty cool. This is by the Nightly Gamer. That's
So this is the Commodore, the official Smash Captain with instead of a band hammer, a band cannon over on the Gamecraft Dragons channel.
Right.
So really, I really enjoyed watching his knights play in the battle report that is on Big D's channel. And about a week ago, he went and had a photo shoot done for them, so with some good pictures taken and put them up on Instagram. So I wanted to showcase these good looking knights. And plus, I'm very partial to the color purple, so definitely excited to see this.
That's beautiful.
Love all the heraldry he's put on there. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything on there.
Definitely gorgeous work.
Very clean, very clean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of,
that one I think is D. I forgot about that. So I was listening to the Gamecraft Dragons live chat this week, and we were talking about Knights players, and we had gotten to talking about like those kinds of Knight players, the ones who show up at your local hobby shop to pick for a pickup random game, and like, oh, the only Knight army I brought are my 15 Knights. Those guys.
That guy.
We were talking about because he was like, yeah, all the Knights players I know, they're not hyper competitive like these Iron Hands players that are giving up their armies and stuff like that. They're just like, I want to play stompy robots. And I said, I think you're wrong. First of all, I admit Commodore's a cool guy, and I feel like Commodore is the exception to the rule, because all the Knights players I know just show up. Oh, I'm just showing up to a casual game at my local Oh, I didn't mean to table your army. I didn't mean to table in turn 3.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry and be sucking your thumb in the corner. Oh, time to go. Bye.
Right, because we remember we got, and admittedly this was the tail end of 7th, but you remember what it was like at the comic shop, right? There was the tables where they were playing Knights, and there was the tables that weren't playing Knights.
Yep. When everybody stayed away from those, yeah.
And like wolves, trying to sniff out, the weak one of the pack, they would try and lure some of the players with that didn't have Knights over to their table. Like, yeah, we just want to play a friendly casual game over here. Let's get a 2v2 going, guys.
Yep. And that's how friendships were lost.
So his the Commodore's girlfriend is a professional photographer. Apparently takes these amazing shots here.
Amazing.
So kudos to Phoenix there. Right. Phoenix is the name of the girlfriend.
Nice. That's a cool name, by the way.
At least it's easier to hurt them in 8th edition. You're right. You're right.
It is. You're right. And that's okay. Yeah, I think it's the last one.
I love this all this wolf heraldry on here, especially the wolf and the Imperium Eagle together. I really like the heraldry on this.
What house is that? What house is this representing?
I think that's a custom one. Big D is going to tell me, but one of the things I was before I got sidetracked, as I often do, is that anyways, so Commodore instead of just building up Knights because he wants to table people all the time. Oh, so this is House Drake. Okay, that's cool. This is a custom one. And he was saying in the chat that when Commodore was putting all this together, that his intention of putting this Knight household together was he wanted to make Knights of different people that he knew, his actual close friends, and they would be his Knight household.
That's cool.
Isn't that?
That is pretty cool. Oh, that is really neat.
Oh, some Mini Warmut's picking up on one of the Instagrams he sees is your mama smells like mutagen. That is one I come across a lot. Okay. Hey, we got Nurgling. He says, hey, dudes, just popping in before going to work. Good to see you, my man.
Hey.
Oh, hey, he runs them as a House Hawkshroud, by the way, which is your favorite freak.
Yes, sir. I love House Hawkshroud.
This one, I think it was sent to me by Brother Brian. Could either Brian or D. I could get this one wrong.
There's a lot of baby carriages there. 2 of them there. And then we got some Levy. You got a...
Oh, no, wait. This was not sent to me.
Who is this?
Actually, this I took as a snapshot. I just realized I sent this to group chat. This is a snapshot I took off a battle report I was watching, and I was like, man, look at this meta crap.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
This is a tournament list. Oh, so this is somebody on a battle report bringing a tournament list. Look at this. You got an executioner. You got some of the baby carriers. You got a 4 last cannon contemptor. You got a double storm cannon Leviathan, and then you got just troops to fill out your command points, and a whirlwind that can fire indirectly.
Jesus. That's the executioner, is it not? Is that not the execution?
Yeah, that's the execution.
Yeah,
That's the big.
that's the big one. Yeah. Jeez, and you got
And they're,
two
they're
contemptors.
painted up all in green, but for some reason I get the feeling like this is probably being run as Iron Hand.
It's all right. We need to stop. Bad. All right.
Oh,
Ooh.
you know you're slowly getting into the marine stuff, Brian. Stop acting like you're not. You're a filthy Dark Angels player.
You're so filthy. Just admit it.
More gorgeous work from friend of the channel, Clayton Bieber or Clay Dog.
Clay Dog.
So check this out. 4 last cannon contemptor here for Ultramarines. Yeah, baby.
Man, it just looks like a lot of. What are you gonna do with your ultras, dude? I mean, are you?
Say what?
Your ultras. You haven't done anything.
What about my Ultras?
What's going on with that, man? You gonna...
Somebody told me to put them on the shelf and paint white scars.
What? I don't understand what you're saying.
Somebody very near and
I
dear
can't
to me.
hear it. Can't hear it. Lily, why did you tell him to do that? I'm just trying.
Commodore says, thanks for the heads up. He would have come if he knew. Big meanies, you are being judged by the. Why are we big meanies?
What?
Wait, what did we do?
I don't know. I'm confused. Oh Lord, what do we?
I thought. Oh, I thought Roxy says she isn't sorry.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't.
God,
why are we big meanies, Freak?
dang it, freaking Oni.
I thought we were seeing,
God.
I thought we were singing Commodore's praises.
I thought it was so too. I love it.
Oh, we didn't tell him ahead of time for this great honor.
Oh, sorry.
Well, actually, so I had actually saw your pictures, and I'm like, man, I got to show your incredible knights because I enjoyed seeing them in the battle report. But not only did I grab them, but also they were sent to me by Big D as well. So really, you were betrayed by your best bro, Big D. So
Okay, I got to take a quick short.
And now, if you guys will listen closely, that's the sound of the bus that we're driving over Big D right now.
God. So see what that little comment I only put on there. Papa Freak, you rascal. Okay.
Dad gets like that sometimes. Sorry.
So he and I get there first. So we went to go eat lunch, right? Remember, all three of us went to go have some lunch, great time together. And so I get there with, and meet up with Oni. And we were at the table, and our waitress comes up, and I swear, I really thought that she was hitting on him. And she's this older lady. And she just goes to Oni and said, "Oh, how are you? How old are you?" And I'm looking, what's going on? And she's served me before. This lady's amazing. She's
you don't get
great.
The voice, Freak, when you
I
do
am
it.
Asian. It's okay. Just to let it happen. So it was just so hilarious because she's always waited on me. She's been amazing, and I love going there for that because she's just so cool. And then she goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, "Why are you? Like, this is weird." And he's looking at her like, "What's happening?" And she goes, "You look like you're 13." I'm like, what? What? Dude's got a grown beard. He looks like a mountain man. Come on, have y'all seen this guy? Too. Yeah, I mean, it's like, woo. And she's like, and she looks at me, no lie, she looks at me, "No, not you. You old." Like, just like that. No, not you. You old. Why did this happen? And I looked at Oni, I said, okay, now you can understand. When Mythos and I go somewhere, this is what typically happens. But since you're here, I might as well go to you. Because this lady just came out of nowhere and looked at me and said, "Nah, I'm old." Is he your dad? Is he your son? I'm like, oh my God. So then Oni says, "Yeah, that's my dad." Would you shut up?
Oh.
So yeah, I'm like, great. So now I walked in here. Now I feel I'm going to be walking with a walker with tennis balls underneath it. Like, thanks, Oni. So yeah, so that lady just aged the hell out of me. But it was a fun time. We had a great time, man. Great time. Yeah. Mythos brought the family, the lovely Miss Lily and the two amazing young ladies, and one of them can tear up some sushi. Okay. Let me tell you something, guys. I love sushi. I love sushi. I'm a sushi connoisseur. I love sushi. I love good quality sushi. I will eat the living crap out of sushi. But let me tell you something. Mythos Spawn. I really was concerned about the sushi chef. I really was, because she would go over there and she would disappear. She would leave the table and just disappear to go check and see if there's anything there. And there was nothing. She came back and sat down. I'm like, ooh, she looks pretty upset. I said, what's the matter? She goes, there's no sushi. Ooh, okay, well, there should be some pretty soon. So she gets up later and, you know, comes back later with a plate full of sushi. And all of a sudden, we hear, you know, like plate slamming and I mean, it sounded like the sushi chef was barricading himself. You know, like, oh, she's coming back again, quick. And you start, I mean, I can imagine just stacking up chairs, you know, and lining it up. But that won't hold her back. She went back for more. And at some point, I just imagined, you know, she had this guy in a headlock until he finally acquiesced to start cutting up some more and serving more. And she got it. It was like 3 plates of sushi. Like,
yep. Daddy barely got any salmon that time.
no, yeah. I'm like, what the? There wasn't anything left. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh yeah. That, as in, I barely got any salmon. Not Daddy Freak.
Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, that happened. So yeah, I had lady say, well, no, not you. You're old. I'm like, what? Why did you even have to say that? You didn't even have to say that. That was not even necessary. Well,
She didn't want to get any funny ideas.
She looked straight at Oni. It's like, no, you're very young. You in school? No lie. You're in school. Man, guy's got a grown ass beard. I mean, serious, bro.
They grow them early now, bro.
I guess so. God. So yeah, that was a funny moment.
Oh, good night, Meeks. Hope we didn't miss you.
Did he leave? No, he's got to get ready for tomorrow, bro.
Yep.
We got a big day tomorrow.
Good night, Lady D. Oni said he's 28. Big D says she's not wrong. Archer says old man freak. Oni says that Dad wouldn't pay for my lunch.
That's what you can say. Like, you make him pay for you. I'm like, no, I'm paying for him. Split check, man. Like, come on, Dad. You pay for. Oh my God.
You big man, you eat too much. Go home. Don't you people eat vegetables?
You scare my wife. Oh, come on.
Oh man.
All right.
So wrong.
Yeah, indeed.
I'd like to reinforce that I actually am Asian.
He is Asian, and I am not as Asian.
Slightly less.
Slightly less. All right, let's go back.
Marge
to
says Madge Keep, huh?
Wow. All right, let's do this here. Art of the week. Let's finish it off. Come on. Man. All right, this amazing contemptor from Play Dog, and it's judging me. It is.
Gosh, and if you run that as the relic contemptor, which obviously you need to get the 4 last cannons.
Yep.
But just imagine all of those last cannons are hitting on 2s.
Oh my goodness.
Good stuff. Plus, it's got the feel no pain. Yeah, contemptors are good stuff, dude.
There you go,
Meathas. Near Asian, semi-Asian. All right, so we are going to talk a little bit about, well, this kind of goes into our main topic. Was there any others before?
I think there's one. Let me see here. Is it gonna? Yeah, there's a few more here, Meathas, if it's gonna load. This is by Starlin010Z.
Okay. Some
Little salamander
salamanders.
love, yeah.
Yeah. Big D sent me over some salamander love, so that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. This looks great, man. Yeah.
It was very timely. As you know, I've had a salamander focus this week.
Mm-hmm. Gorgeous work too. Very lovely.
Yeah. Yep. Love that bright popping green. Love the flames. Definitely look hand drawn on. Cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this? Starling.
Starling 010. Starling 10Z. Yes, I'm not sure where. It looks great.
Cool.
Yep. And let's see. A little more here. We're almost done, guys.
Primaris Intercessors.
Ooh.
Oh, this is also from Big D.
Yeah. Not bad. I like that a lot.
So check that out. It's a conversion. Okay, we've got a Thunderhammer from the Wolfen set. That is a Wolf Guard shield, a regular jump pack, and then the armor is a Phobos armor. Looks to be like from one of the Reavers or one of the new Phobos units. So one of the, something from the Vanguard series. One of the Phobos armors. Cool. So just a cool conversion on a Smash Captain right there, or Smash Wolf Lord.
Yeah.
Really well done. Love the pose. Oh, actually, looking at the pose, I'm pretty sure that body is the lieutenant that comes in the Shadow Sphere box. The lieutenant in Phobos armor.
And he just left, and look how gorgeous that is. This is Meeks, isn't it?
Yep, this is Brother Meeks here. Oh man, he just left.
I know.
But he has been doing some really solid work this week.
I love the pelt.
This is on a Haldor Ice Pelt from the Space Wolves box. Tooth and Claw. Yep, Tooth and Claw. Had to look over to my right at my box. I actually have never. I have that battle leader there from the Primaris Space Wolf battle leader, but I haven't even put them together just because all my battle leaders I tend to want to put onto a wolf.
Right.
Joining the battle instead of hanging out on a backline.
Stuff, man.
Really solid work by Meeks,
Yeah,
though. I really love that color. It's not like the traditional Fang color.
No, that's really
He said it's a pro acryl color, blue gray. Gives it a cool little little uniqueness.
All right, that's all of it, I think.
Archer has corrected me. That's not the one from Shadow Spear. That is the Reaver LT.
That's why he's a Smash Captain. What are you painting over there, man?
I am heating up some metal on this salamander, my man.
You're doing the heat effects, huh?
Yep. So I usually finish it off with the airbrush, but I like applying the first layer by dry brush. I use some Balthazar gold, kind of change the tone of the metal, and then I'll usually go back in with the airbrush and add in the secret weapon heat effects red and then blue, and then dry brush there. So
nice. Very good.
Yep, just down to the detail work on this dread now. Detail work and then basing. And then, of course, at some point, probably during our hobby hangout tomorrow, I'll go in with the airbrush because I got the purple down on this plasma cannon. I'll go in with the airbrush to brighten up that purple and then finish it off with some white glow.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. I'm ready to throw some more on this Chaplain.
It will be very cool, my brother.
I really like how the tapered barrels, drilled out barrels came out. That's going to look really cool once it's all painted out, by the way.
Yep.
All right. So, are we ready to proceed?
Yep. He actually has a anniversary tomorrow. By the way, congrats on, what'd you say, 29 years?
29 years, man.
29 years. So he will not be joining us.
Oh, but you know what? I am gonna she fell in love with it. I took her once, and Damasi, right? Is that how it's called?
Yeah.
Damasi, yeah, she loves that place, man. We're gonna go tomorrow for lunch, and we're gonna pig out. That's
Very
great,
nice.
amazing Mediterranean food, man. And yeah, he introduced he introduced us to it, and so good. So
Very
good.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I noticed that there was one over by that Chinese place that we went to. So
There was? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah, like literally just down the road from it.
I didn't.
So it may be worth Googling. Might be one on your side of town.
Well, I know there's. Well, yeah, maybe because we're going to the one in the Woodlands, and I know there's the one in Humble where we went.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I was
be great.
surprised. We were leaving the Chinese restaurant and we passed by one of the Damasis.
Huh.
I didn't realize they were such a big chain.
I didn't realize it was so big either. I knew, like I said, I knew there was an Humble and one in the Woodlands, but dang, they're good. It's. Oh man, so if you
Good night,
like
Clay Dog. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
for real, man. So if you like pita bread, they actually bake it there. And they
Good
got
stuff.
a big brick oven thing. Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah. Anyway,
Their gyro bar is my favorite thing to go for.
man, and all the meats and all the oh my goodness, it's just fantastic. I need to stop. I sound like a fatty. I sound like one.
We're going to be going to 99 Ranch tomorrow. So we'll be picking up some of their, having lunch with some of their 99 Ranch, by the way, for those who don't know, is one of the biggest Asian stores in the Asian supermarkets in the area. And they have a great selection of restaurants inside of it that you can eat from and get some really authentic Asian food. So it's good stuff.
Remember, you took me to go get some pho there. Remember?
Yep. I remember when we went out to West Houston during our post checks.
Yep.
Yep.
That was a great, good place, man. I wish I could go, man. I would say heck yes. But, 29 years. I want to make it to at least 30.
Don't want to get tilted before then.
No, because that was some serious judgment. Real judgment. Oh, babe. I'm like, oh, not my face.
29th anniversary, I'll be back, man. I'm going to go get some lunch with the guys.
No, you won't. But what?
I will remember.
Exactly. It'd be like buried with my bow tie. And all my codices and just dumped all over me.
Speaking of codices,
Codices.
we got some nerfing we need to talk about.
We do. Oh, it's going to be heavy, isn't it?
Evening, John Paul.
Greetings.
Before we move on to the main topic, did you want to bring in our friendly, motivating guest speaker?
I really do think so. I think Mini Warmut has missed him, and I think he needs as much of a dose as I do. So yeah. And on that note,
You don't know how to feel, just count on Chaplain Emo and his joy will make you squeal. So when the world is you down, you want to scream, just listen to the words of Chaplain Emo.
Just listen to the words of Chaplain Emo. That just makes me smile.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a catchy song. How could you not have your morale restored just hearing the story?
Yep.
The song.
Yep. Yeah, man. So, are you gonna do the honors, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'd like to ask him, especially
Please.
with such a prevalent topic tonight.
Right.
You know, so good chaplain,
Hmm.
bringing us the word of the emperor. Many Space Marine players, especially Iron Hands players, are losing their motivation to continue on.
Yes.
Right? They've lost their hopes and dreams that they've rested on the power of these previous buffs and codices. What words of wisdom do you have for ones that can still save their hopes and dreams?
Ooh, that's good. Let's see what he says.
Men, I have a dream, and I would share it with you, but my dream was crushed, so never mind.
What?
Huh. Well, okay. Maybe he's not the right person to help us with our hopes and dreams. Anyways, so
I got excited there for a second. You know, I was like, yeah.
Or instead of worrying about our hopes and dreams, let's just go on to the FAQs and
let's go right into it, shall we?
talk about what nerfs happened.
All right. Okay, bear with me here.
Now, Brother Roxas in the chat says he thought the nerfs were actually pretty fair, and you know, I can definitely see where one would think that, and I don't disagree myself. But man, it's crazy that the number of people that are saying, "Man, my army's not playable now." And of course, mostly, I think that from what I'm seeing online, it's a lot of the people who specifically bought an Iron Hands army when it was OP, because it was OP, because it was on top. So I can see where they would immediately say that my army's not playable because they bought it for that specific thing. But I feel like that's the risk you run when you chase the meta.
This is Sage of Sigmar. This is not the right link. Let me find Hammer. We need FAQ. Okay.
So I want to preface this with, I don't disagree with the nerfs that were made. However, I do feel like this is the first time in like 10 years that Space Marines were put over like Eldar, Tau, Knights. I really felt like they could have left them on top just a little bit longer. You know, I expected them to get nerfed back down. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever live in a world where, you know, they're just better than, you know, Tau and Eldar. However, I really felt like they would have, you know, left the feeling there for a little bit longer. But no, it was like the very next quote unquote patch to come out. Here's your power boost. All right, you guys win a couple of tournaments. And they all and honestly, they were all Iron Hands specifically. Like, it wasn't like Space Marines were winning tournaments. It was all Iron Hands that were winning the tournament. So I get it.
Okay, it was an FAQ, wasn't it? Not an errata, right?
Yeah, there's both there.
Okay, let me just pull this.
So you can go with the errata first, and then the designer's commentary we can talk about.
Okay, all right.
Because the designer's commentary is all the FAQ stuff with why they did the things.
Okay, well, you sure you want to go with FAQ with the designer comments, or you want to just stick with this? Either way. And this one I can zoom in.
What's this one? The designer comments?
This is the errata.
The errata?
Yeah. I think the designer comments, it's just my thought, they probably have more of what everybody's talking about. What do you think? I mean, I've got this up already, so whatever you want to do, brother.
Yeah, I just can't read it from that screen, so I've got to pull it up myself.
Okay.
So I really should have prepared for that better.
Oh, I mean,
I was sitting there trying to read it on the in screen, and I was just like, this is failing. This is not working. Okay, so you pulled up the errata first?
Yes, sir.
All right, and we're just going to hit some of the high notes. Oh, will you mind showing the 2 pictures that I sent about the Space Wolves and how the Space Wolves and Iron Hands feel?
Yeah, hang on.
So I'm not actually bitch. Like I said, I actually thought we would have seen Space Marines on top for a little bit longer, but I'm definitely not salty because you're about to see what happened to my 2 favorite armies during this this change here. Gamecraft Dragon, no pity. Just because they have to think past the Devastator Doctrine, yeah, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. What buffs? So my number 1 favorite army, Space Wolves, were marked safe from the February FAQ. Well, nice. We came out okay. Gamecraft Dragon says they are still a top army, just not OP. I don't think that there's enough evidence as to yes or no yet, Big D. I feel like we can theorize, but the things that put them on top are no longer in place. So, and I mean, they did just get these buffs taken away just as Tau got a bunch of buffs. And I'm not complaining about those buffs yet. I'm just saying we haven't seen the dust settle yet from the combination of both nerfing the Space Marines and Tau getting a buff. White Scars, GW nerf Space Marines. Oh, it's cutting off the bottom of it.
I know. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, I think that might work.
So,
come on. Update. No, it won't. There. Hold on.
There you go. There's the White Scars going, oh, did they? All right. Mini Warm-Up says, okay, newbie speaking here, no matter what the changes are, doesn't the game still rely on dice rolls? Yes, but there are a lot of things that shift things more in the favor of others. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you just have overall better weapons, better abilities, then the dice rolls will still play a part, but, it's going to be very much ice skating uphill. Now you have to play, not just drive. This is a lot of tea drinking coming from somebody who doesn't play these armies, Big D. So I think they overreacted a bit on all the nerfs. The strats on the Iron Hands was needed, though. Yeah, so the Iron Hands was definitely.
God, come on, man.
Cal got a buff to a bunch of non-meta choices, though. I disagree, Roxas. They buffed specifically the Storm Surge to be able to deal out 12 mortal wounds every single turn. So you can literally just point at something, including a knight, and say die every turn. Because you can't make saves to mortal wounds. So I disagree. They did get some very good buffs. Anyways, number 1, we're looking at errata for combat doctrines here. Mm-hmm. So if you'll scroll down just a little bit, freakaliciousness.
Yes, sir.
So basically, they're replacing how the doctrines go, right? It used to be you could pick, starting in Devastator Doctrine, each turn whether or not you were going to continue on. The problem with that is that those armies that got their super bonuses in Devastator Doctrine got to stay in Devastator Doctrine. That is not Tau Salt Archer. I'm just saying that they got buffs to things that are pretty strong, and we haven't seen how that will react to the current nerf. So I'm just saying that it is viable that likely Tau will be on top of Space Marines again, but we'll see. Anyways, so what was happening, and this is something I complained about ever since they started putting out these super buffs, that I was like, this doesn't seem as balanced. So armies that would start with their super buff in the Devastator Doctrine would get to use it the whole game, right? Ones in tactical got to use it a minimal, a middling amount of time, like Ultramarines and such. And those, like my White Scars, their doctrines came at the end of the game, third turn or beyond. And usually all the damage is dealt by third turn, right? And, you're scrambling to score a few extra points towards the end of the game. I feel like most of the damage is done by the time turn 3 comes around. But now this armies cannot just hover in Devastator Doctrine for any amount of time that they want to. So now they're in. Everybody starts in Devastator Doctrine.
Right.
Everybody moves to Tactical Doctrine in the second round. At the start of the third down, you can continue on the Tactical Doctrine for one more turn, or jump into Assault Doctrine. From turn 4 on, everybody has to be in Assault Doctrine. So it is a set schedule now. There's no more picking and choosing. Aside from turn 3, you get a slight choice there.
Right. You could stay at Assault or just continue on to the next. Yeah.
Yep. And of course, Iron Hands, again, the list that won LVO used a combination of strats that created a likely unkillable dreadnought. And usually they use these things on Leviathan Dread. So absolutely. And then looking over across from that, we see one of the other big changes in red there. Duty Eternal Stratagem. This is the one, Freak, I was telling you that might have saved your dreadnought when I blew it up on an upcoming battle report.
Right.
So it used to be this stratagem will prevent a dreadnought for, they take half damage. It is no longer half damage. It says use this stratagem when it's chosen as a target for an attack till the end of the phase. When resolving an attack against this model, reduce any damage suffered by 1 to a minimal of 1. So it's no longer, you get somebody rolls a D6 on a las cannon, you stop 3 of it, you only stop 1, which isn't a huge deal. I feel like this is this by itself feels, I'm almost sad to see it go because I never got to use this stratagem. And you think about the things that normally kill your dreadnoughts, it's like a combination of things that are, 4 las cannons, from a Land Raider or something like that. And it's like
Siphon Interceptor. Yeah.
Or Xiphon Interceptor. It's like, 16 damage in this roll. That would have been great to stop some of that. But if with this new rule, you can only stop a maximum of 4 of that.
Right.
You'd still lose the dreadnought. But I can understand why they did this because, like Lars said, Iron Hands were using a combination to just basically make their dreadnoughts invincible. So this was really, I think, less of a problem with the dreadnought stratagem itself and more with problem with the Iron Hands, but they had to fix the overall mechanic to get it right. Right. 183 adaptive strategies. So they said to just delete that stratagem, and that was the stratagem that used to let you go back a doctrine. So if you had shifted from Devastator to Tactical, you get later in the game, you're like, man, I could really use some heavy weapons punch. You could go back a doctrine. That's no longer a stratagem. They've completely removed it from the game. And again, that's because some armies were just hovering as much in Devastator as possible. So those are the biggest things.
Okay.
Couple of minor things here as we scroll down. I don't see a whole lot in red.
No, there's nothing else in red here.
Yeah, so those are the big things.
Okay, so let me get out of this.
Good night, Brian, my man.
And designer commentary.
Right on. So yeah, those are the big things I think that everybody's complaining about is the change to doctrines and the Duty Eternal stratagem and not being able to go back one. Let's see. Running Bear says should be turns 1 and 2 Devastator, 2 to 4 attack, and 3 to 6 assault. I think grits and shield drone shields need to be nerfed as well.
Yeah.
That's very possible. Very possible. And again, I am not in any way, I have had many rants on this channel about Tau. I am not actually crapping on the Tau this episode. I'm just saying that it is the timing that is interesting because we're going to see where the dust settles after this.
Yeah, this is an actual real salt, guys. This is legitimate commentary on where will this go, and how would it really affect, once we start getting some games out there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see
Mhm.
where the numbers go. And of course, as I usually do when this kind of stuff happens, I'm going to be watching as many battle reports as I can because I want to see legitimately where where the damage is now,
Right.
And of course, I'm thinking that the way this will change, you want to pull the Imperial Fist one, Freak? That was the other biggest source of damage. Okay, there's one more change, not just Iron Hands, and it is we don't even need to pull it up. There was a stratagem that the uh, Raven Guard had that lets you, do the scout move and put your units further up the field like scouts do, right?
Right.
And you could pick any unit for the stratagem, and of course, people were doing that with Centurions, so that stratagem is no longer viable with Centurions because you can just imagine some combat Centurions getting to start further up the field, lots of boom damage that honestly probably that was probably pretty imbalanced. So
Yeah, that definitely was broken.
the Imperial Fist though, the Imperial Fist barely got touched. In fact, the only thing I really saw from Imperial Fist is that they need to use the new Psychic Awakening stuff instead of Vigilus Defiance specifically. If anything is listed, there's been updates too, but most of their stuff got left where it is. And they changed one thing, Vigilus Defiant, that said for their using the heavy bolters for mortal wounds, that's got to be specifically on vehicles now. So, but other than that, I mean, Imperial Fist got mostly left alone, and I think the combos that we saw with people being able to pump out ridiculous amounts of mortal wounds using that combination
Yeah.
for the Vigilus Defiant. I think that is going to be. I think now that Iron Hands have been popped in the hand, I think we might see more Imperial Fists come to the tournament front.
That'd be nice to see. All right. What else, my brother?
Dark Angels took a big hit as well. Now that I haven't heard as much in the news that I've been going through today. Shall we go back and pull up the FAQ for the Dark Angels Ritual of the Damned? Okay, Dark Angels were another army like the Iron Hands that were also staying in the Devastator doctrine for a long amount of time. They also have been given a schedule now. It looks like the same schedule. And due to Eternal Stratagem.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Yeah.
Yeah, that really. I think just the
Duty.
they took a big hit for the schedule of the doctrines as well. So Running Bear, who actually plays some Dark Angels, could probably enlighten us to what other hits they may have taken. So Freak, how do you feel that your fists have mostly come out unscathed from this?
Honestly, I hate to say this, but let me switch screen here. So I don't think that I have been able to utilize the doctrines as well as I should have. So I'm probably not the best to comment on that. I mean, the fact that because I stayed pretty much in Devastator Doctrine for the whole time, just enjoying playing the game. But I do like the fact that I think personally overall it gives an even balance to the game. That way people are not just camping out on Devastator for for the whole duration of the game. So you're actually wiping, your opponent, especially if you go first. You know what I'm saying? So if that that opponent goes first and camps out on Devastator for the entire, I get it. I really do get it. And I'll be honest with you, and I can understand the the desire to be able to keep on that, because Space Marines have been this weak, kind of semi so thing, army. Well, now that we've got some actual meat under the hood, we really want to we want to run with it. We want to just beat some stuff up, blow it up, tear it up, and win. Especially a lot of people who are very competitive. So
Right.
Those who are extremely
Before, the only way Space Marines were winning is if they took a list with, that was very classic, what you would see in the top tournament places. Anytime you saw a Space Marines name,
Right.
it would be Space Marines with, the Imperial. Was that big Imperial Knight? The name eludes me. The giant Imperial Knight that's got the volcano cannon, right?
Mhm.
You see that, the Knight Castellan.
Mhm.
So it used to be a flavor of Space Marines, the Knight Castellan,
Right.
and an Imperial Guard detachment to generate command points, right? There was
Exactly.
no true Space Marines army.
Right. And people really like me have been like, so, hey, good morning, Big Mac.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, the Space Marines have been stifled so much. So now you give us a little bit of power. There's blood in the water. Come on. So everybody, there's this crazy frenzy, right? And then you kind of scale it back. I get the idea of fairness, and I do agree with it. I really do. But I can also understand the other argument where it's like, whoa, wait, you gave us so much, and we were able to sink our teeth into this, and now are you gonna just take that away? So it's just people getting a taste of blood for the first time, and they're like, this is great, and no, you're giving us milk again, and you.
Brother Ethan says power corrupts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely. So yeah. So in my thoughts, I think, yeah, you're right. I don't think it's really going to affect Imperial Fist much. I mean, everything still works. Everything, same stratagems for the most part are going to work. I just got to cycle through my doctrines now, and I got to make sure that that I utilize the strategy to be able to capitalize on each one, and I think that's good for everyone. So
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, so as much as I was playing devil's advocate and bitching a little bit about it at first, but honestly, I think these nerfs are a good thing, right? And even though, like I said, I would have expected to see Space Marines on top a little longer, we'll see where they go from now. They might still be, in a good spot.
I hope they don't do any more. I think, okay, because I don't want you know where I'm getting at. Okay, as a Space Marine player, I don't want to get nerfed anymore. I don't want all of us to get nerfed any further. I get it. Bring some balance. Fine, I'm okay with that. Let's have balance,
Sure.
But don't cut our legs out to our knees. Just don't do that. Don't take that last bit of steak. Fine, you're gonna take away the T-bone and give us a sirloin or whatever. That's fine. Swap it out, but don't take it completely away from us, because you're gonna. I'll tell you what. I will guarantee, and I'm gonna say this right here. If GW takes it away completely or nerfs them so bad to where it's almost like back like we were in 7th or early 8th, dude, you're gonna see a revolt like you've never seen before. I really do believe it, because in my mind, I think GW gave a good taste, of power in Space Marines, and everybody loves it. And then you try to take that away, and that's why I don't think it's going to happen. I don't, but I think if it did, it's going to be ugly.
Big D says cries in Death Guard. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most Death Guard games I see in battle reports of the Death Guard usually do okay. Like I never see them just get outright tabled. You know, they might lose on points, but they seem to like last through the game, and then they deal out ridiculous damage with their psychic powers and stuff like that. I've never seen Death Guard not do well. Again, this is just what I see in battle reports, though. You know,
Right.
your local meta may be different, but Death Guard seem to be fine. You know, from again what I see on the internet. As someone broadcasting on the internet, you know.
But I'm curious to actually play a game with with the good alternation, and see how it works, man.
Yeah, we need to get some more games in.
Indeed. Actually, we've been kind of talking it up a little bit, get the group going, and I think it's going to happen, man. We have to get you, me, Oni, and the rest of the team, and try to get some escalation teams.
Yeah, I mean, even you're talking about maybe throwing a shindig at your place.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if we can even get that second table from Casey.
Yeah.
We can put one of the tables out in the garage and one in your city.
Oh, that would be great, man.
Have a couple games going at once.
Mm-hmm. That would be great, man. Just have a good time.
Order some pizzas.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
Have a blast.
Toss back a couple brews.
Mm-hmm.
Or in my case, a mineral water.
I like mineral water. I like that too.
I think it'll be a good time, man.
I think so too. We just need to plan it out and just enjoy it, man. But yeah, I'm super stoked, man. Yeah. So like I said, it's I don't think it's as crushing as people are trying to make it out to be. It's significant, yes. Is it a showstopper? I don't think so.
It's only a showstopper if you are running tournaments specifically buying Iron Hands to win at tournaments.
Yep.
But if that's the person chasing the meta, that's what happens when you chase the meta, right? The meta changes. Unless you're like the last 10 years of Eldar. Because they only recently got their hand slapped. But I mean, before that, they were on top for a while. But in that case, whoever's playing Iron Hands now would have been playing Eldar then. So,
yeah.
I mean, whatever.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to playing a couple games and see how it actually works out. I'm pretty excited to do that. So
cool. You want to look at some neat stuff?
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this nerf for a while, and I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think not a whole lot has changed with the White Scar, so I'm pretty happy with that. Space Wolves, I'm excited to see what comes with Psychic Awakening. So, we might get a new. It looks like we're getting a new Ragnar. That news that come out this week. Did we talk about that last week? I don't. My days are all mixed up.
No, this is the first time I mentioned it.
So, there is a story for the new Saga of the Beast coming out, where basically they're throwing a celebration in Logan Grimnar's hall for the great victory they had over the orcs. And one of the rune priests is really down and very he's not celebrating with everyone else. And finally the High King asks him, why aren't you celebrating? He's like, because there's nothing to celebrate. And of course everybody gets upset. They're like, so you're saying that our victory at on these planets meant nothing? Are you saying that our brothers who sacrificed their lives meant nothing? And he starts to pardon himself, and leave the party. And all of a sudden he's flooded with his vision, psychic power coming out of his eyes, and like all of his psychic aura expands, and they can hear clashes of battle and bullets flying and stuff like that. And they there's the presence of the beast, the orcs, and they're talking about how the great beast comes, and all of a sudden there are like shadow wolves stalking around this battlefield, and the rune priest calls for the great black wolf comes, and there's Thomas's character, the Black Wolf, but also we happen to know a character that goes by the name of Blackmane, Ragnar Blackmane, as the Black Wolf who comes. And so finally, when the vision is over, Logan Grimnar's like, somebody better find out where the hell in the galaxy Ragnar Blackmane is. So it looks like we're going to get a new Ragnar Blackmane model, possibly all beefed up and Primera sized.
That would be really cool.
Also, spoilers. Gas should be cool, but I have very few Goths, so not sure. Modeling for Advantage. Good morning, my friends.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
I saw you comment on one of their battle reports. You see the opening that I was telling you about that they do?
Yeah, that's really cool.
They're very in sync.
Really neat. Yeah.
Yes.
I love their banter. I'm sitting there watching them, and it's like these guys are. I think they're harder on each other than we are. I mean, we get okay.
They're harder on each other than we are on camera.
Right, but we're.
I think some of our digs are about the same off camera.
Yeah, because we get pretty salty. We're like, okay, yeah, screw you, like. But yeah, it's actually I enjoyed watching it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great channel. Great guys. All right, so
and sarcastic as hell. I love the sarcasm. It's just me. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna go with this one, Freakaliciousness.
Right,
this is so we talked about the salts from the potential nerf the actual nerfs, which aren't a big deal to us, but to the tournament community could be a big deal. So let's go from the bad news to talking about some cool looking models. So
okay. So we're gonna go
now,
with
of course.
Yeah, okay. I got those right now.
Of course, these are 30K models, but it's still cool to look at cool stuff, right?
The same one you sent me earlier, right?
Yeah, I just resent it, so
Okay.
you would have to go hunting for it.
No, I got it here.
Cool.
Go.
All right. So here we have the Interemptors. And what's interesting is these are kind of like plasma flamer kind of things. These are really
Weird.
interesting little weapons.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is 30K. So we're going to take a look at some 7th edition, it's type stats. But the reason why we like to show these, of course, because we love the 30K, 40K universe in general. But every single time they come out with new 30K models, the sculpts are always just really
Right.
impressive.
Right. It seems like they're really improving so much.
So of course they've got the knights, the knights in archaic armor, that they have with the Dark Angels kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, the black.
I really liked it. Even their face masks have that, like Knights on a Crusade kind of look,
Right.
And these plasma flamers, the Dark Angels Interemptors are Lionel Johnson's ultimate sanction, his final curse for those foolish enough to stand against the First Legion. They take no trophies of their victories and tell no tales of those who have fallen before them. Those consigned to death at their hands are forgotten forever.
Wow.
That sounds like they're going to be badasses, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't see it when I look at their stats. But anyways, we'll keep going on.
Okay.
Their Mark III armor, and Mark III is my favorite kind of armor. I think that's why I really like this aesthetic. Their Mark III armor is less ostentation than that worn by others within the Legion. But with their unique helms, they make a great addition to your collection while still being an interesting painting project. I love their Mark III armor. I love that Bowie knife that kind of hangs from their belt there.
Mm-hmm.
And the plasma weapons, of course, look cool. Plasma, of course, being the thing that our Dark Angels love. Each member of the squad is equipped with a lethal plasma burner. These dangerous weapons are offshoots from regular plasma technology and are unique to the Dark Angels Legion. Enemy units aren't even safe in cover. Get ready to annihilate them with pressurized torrents of raw plasma. Like I said, basically a plasma flamer. Now, looking at the stats, now you guys got to switch your minds to a 7th edition or 30K kind of mindset. So it's got a 12-inch range, as many flamers do. Strength 4, and AP -2 or AP2. Now, if you think of AP2, remember back in 7th edition Freak, if something had AP2, that means if they had an armor save of 2 or less, armor save 3 plus 4 plus, that it would just completely ignore it. So this cuts right through the armor.
Yep.
In addition to cutting right through the armor, this cuts through all armor except for, it cuts through all armor. There is no 1-up save, right? So it cuts through all armor, and it ignores cover. Now, that seems impressive. So any hits you get is basically cutting right through any kind of saves, except for a feel no pain. But only strength 4. I mean, you're only going to be rolling 50% wounds on there. I guess it's important though that the number of shots, I guess, plus the fact that those 50% that get through are going to be automatic damage.
Right.
Yes, I guess that's where the damage really comes in.
Yeah.
D3 plus 1, so a minimum of 2 shots per gun, right? To a high end of 4 shots per gun. So we're looking at a squad of 5. If each of them are kicking out 4, that's 20 shots, ignoring cover, unsavable. You're probably getting 10 of them through. That's not bad. Now let's make an average though. Okay. If 20 is the average, or 20 is the high end,
right,
that makes 10 the average. That means 5 of those are getting through.
And if you're rolling like me, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. All right.
That seems a little lackluster for how the description we just read of how amazing these things are.
Yeah, that's pretty.
The fact that it melts straight through your armor seems cool, but it just seems a little lacking of punch there.
It should have cranked up the strength a little bit, I think.
I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks. You guys let us know what you think about these pretty cool looking units. Their lore sounds pretty amazing. The models look crisp. I love these Mark III armors. I just not seeing a lot of that impresses me in the stats. I think that the redeeming thing is that whatever wounds does go through, it's going to be melting them. And even then, if you think about it, that's only we're only estimating something that's toughness 4, a fellow power armor person. If you had something that was toughness 5, like a bike or something like that, even less wounds would be getting through. I don't know. Seems like something that had a plasma flamer vibe would do more damage, I think. But anyways, we got to look at cool looking models. I thought they looked pretty neat. So, Freak, any closing thoughts before we sign off for the night? We got about 10 minutes left. So
yeah, and good timing. We're gonna actually get to rest up for a really awesome day tomorrow, morning tomorrow. I can't wait. Brother Mink's gonna join us. But no, I think it was a good show. It was a good chill show. It wasn't anything extreme, but good content. I think we got to kind of clear the air a little bit on some of these FAQ and really, kind of pave the way on how they might affect Space Marines in general here in the future. So it'd be really good to hear, especially the guys in the chat. When you guys are playing the game now with these new rules, we'd like to hear what your thoughts are and how it works out. I think it'd be a great opportunity there. So super stoked about that.
So Running Bear says, basically range 12, even though it's not a true flamer weapon because there's no template involved here in 30K, it kind of has that, the feel of a flamer. But most flamers are range 8 inches. This one is range 12 inches. That's a big deal. The no armor save and no cover save is a big deal. That's a good point. It does cut through a lot there. It's just the strength that is the only thing. And flamers that can always overwatch is awesome. That's true because there is no template, so it can always overwatch.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Right.
I want to give a quick shout out to a painting channel I've been following, also part of the Chilling Network lately, the Goldfish of Justice. That is a channel that is really closing in on the next tier of subs, and It's got some great painting tutorials. I know it's a interesting name, Goldfish of Justice.
Is that the name
But
of
I'd
the
like to
channel?
refer people over there, huh?
That's the name of the channel? Goldfish of
Yeah,
Justice?
Goldfish of Justice.
Well,
He's only 8 subs away from hitting 500.
wow.
So I'm gonna send you that link if you want to take a look at it, Freakalicious.
Yeah.
But
Let me make a
I-
change here.
As we know, painting skin is something I've struggled on, especially soft tones, and I want to do Sisters of Battle coming up. And you released last week a painting elf skin tutorial that I found immensely helpful, and I may try using that as a technique for my Sisters of Battle.
Nice.
Pretty cool stuff. And like I said, 8 subs away from hitting the big 500. Up 7 now.
Nice.
So
Updating the chat here. Hang on. Sorry, bud.
it's all gravy, baby.
Trying to get it straight because we had some. It wasn't updating. So okay.
So some of the tutorials on his channel is painting elf skin,
Okay.
painting a quick fantasy base,
Hang on, let me find it real quick, bud.
the Spartan, basic basing, painting with water effects. Oh, I gotta watch that one. Scratches and rust streaks, better blending, how to paint space wolves in a non-metallic metal style. So very cool stuff.
And if your goldfish dies, you just flush it in the toilet and goes to the ocean.
Oof,
Just kidding.
oof. Click on the videos. Let's show them
Oh.
a sample of what's on the channel.
Don't yell at me. Okay, there we go. All right, painting elf skin.
Yep, elf skin, quick fantasy base, some cool stuff here.
Yeah, they got a lot of videos. Looks like they got a good pin in here.
Yeah, he's an extremely talented painter. Non-metallic metal style on the space wolf.
Really?
I'm definitely
Oh,
interested in that. Yep.
wow, okay. Check them out. Okay, I'm gonna have to definitely check them out. Fantasy base, Autumn.
Yep. I've definitely seen quite a bit of Goldfish Justice's work, and I mean, this guy's a phenomenally talented painter. So
And I know how much you like to work with water effects. So yeah, I can see that.
I do. So I'm always looking for ways to improve. I've been tweaking it for the last couple of years.
You're not the only one. Look at this, 877 views.
Oh yeah.
That broke the internet, bro. Look at that, 877. Of course, scratches and rust, 1,000 views. Look at this. Better blending. I gotta watch this because I need to learn blending better.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. Man,
He has this really interesting. It's a different loaded brush technique,
right.
than like Darren Latham's or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses a similar but different technique where he does all of his blending on one brush. Where some of the stuff I've seen is, I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to try and describe it because I don't have enough technical knowledge, and I'm just going to get it wrong.
I think I've seen him do it. They add the levels of paint on the brush and then
On the brush and blend it
and then
onto the
blend it.
miniature.
I've seen that. That's a level that's beyond me, brother. That is that just makes
So
me
it's definitely worth checking out his tutorials to see what it can teach us.
for real, man. Absolutely. So
Come on, let's be honest. You like it because he does Space Wolves. That doesn't hurt the cause. That really doesn't. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah. Oh.
For real, his painting techniques and tutorials and his finished works definitely are the selling points there. And the Space Wolves. Let's not kid. All right, so closing thoughts, guys. Nerfs are there. I think they're there for a reason. I think
Would you call him a nerf though?
Huh?
Would you really classify him as a nerf, as a true nerf?
Oh, it's definitely a true nerf. I mean, if you think about, it's not the people that were buying Iron Hands to be the top of the tournaments.
It's a nerf for them, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nerf for them. Now, in everyday casual play, I mean, guys like us, you know,
Yeah.
the beer and pretzels kind of players, the
Right.
kitchen table 40K guys,
Right.
not going to make a difference.
Right. Right.
Right? Unless there's that one friend of the group who's sitting there who likes to stomp on his friends, you know, and call that a friendly game.
Right.
Those guys exist. For those guys, it'll change the game. But I think for most of us that are just casual, you know, play with your bros,
Right.
you know, it's not going to be a big deal. Now, yeah, I think it'll be absolutely fine. We're going to see some differences on the tournament scene. I am interested to see whether or not Space Marines stick around the top. I personally feel like we're going to see more people go back to Imperial Fists because of their ability to deal out mortal wounds. And for those that are going to stick with the Space Marine meta, because, you know, a lot of people, even with all the recent buffs to Space Marines, they've done their own chapter of Space Marines. I mean, for some people, because they just made the options so easy, right?
Right.
You know, being able to pick your own chapter tactics and stuff like that. But also some people do that so that way they can hop to whatever's popular, right? Oh, I have this purple painted Space Marine army. Today it counts as Ultramarines. Today it counts as Iron Hands. Today it counts as Imperial Fists, you know. And I think some people will be making some of those kind of changes. Like I was Iron Hands yesterday. Today I'm going to be Imperial Fists.
Right.
So I think we'll see some more of that happening in the meta. I really feel like we'll see some more of that because, like I said, their Centurion Mortal Wounds combo and, you know, some of the stuff that the Fists get is pretty impressive. I think we'll see maybe fewer Dark Angels, and we'll definitely see fewer Iron Hands. But overall, I don't think it's going to be a big deal at a tournament level. And I'm just repeating everything I keep saying. I'm running a tournament for kids at school today. One kid asked me if he could still take the Ambush Warlord trait with his 6 Assault Centurions. Oh, man, that's one of the ones we were talking about earlier.
That's one of those people.
Was being able to, you know, scout ambush move your Centurions with the Raven Guard strat. Oh, man.
Learning young.
Yeah, learning young how to scam the system. But you learned somewhere, right? I'm sure.
Got to.
I mean, it's possible, but I doubt a kid was flipping through the codex and said, man, I could abuse the hell out of this. So you had to learn somewhere. That's interesting, though. That right there is kind of it's the problem in its purest form. You know, we got to that point. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's Wolf Lord hangout with Wolf Lord Meeks, and you know, hopefully at some point we'll get even more Wolf Lords to add to the call. I'm looking forward to doing this every single month.
Yeah. I mean, if we get more Wolf Lords, man, I tell you what, we've got room. We just found out we can slap 12 people.
We found out that this chat can handle up to 12.
Yeah. So
not that we plan on posting it live, but this chat can handle up to 12.
It's fun to hang out, man.
All right. So those of you who I know, I get a little excited when I start celebrating those that support us. I get a little excited. If you need to turn down the volume a little bit to protect your ears,
he does get excited.
I'm going to do our shout out to those that support us right now.
Hold on, let me change the music here, brother, because this is good stuff here. Oh, yep.
Before I do that, though, you know why we're getting all these Space Marine nerfs, right?
Yeah. That's 100%.
Because 100% true Elstonation fact, number 538. As soon as GW found out that Elstonation painted up a single Space Marine to perfection, they decided they had to nerf it.
There it is.
That's why we have these nerfs, guys.
They did that. So y'all can blame Nelson for that.
And that is this week's 100% true Elstonation fact. Vetted by some of our researchers in the GW office.
Many even gave up their lives. Right.
Not everyone escaped that building. All right, you ready for the shout outs?
Yeah, let me.
Turn down their volume and ready their ears.
Yeah, let's do this, brother. Go ahead.
All right, because the first person I want to thank is Bloodclaw, Running Bear. The second person I want to thank is Bloodclaw, Brother Richard over at The Nerd Life.
Richard.
The third person I want to thank is Bloodclaw, Big Mac Danskull.
He's so bloody.
The fourth person I want to thank is Bloodclaw, Mini Warmutt.
More blood.
I also want to thank Brother Big D at the Gamecraft Dragon.
He's got a big D.
And Bloodclaw Chief Live Gaming.
Cannot beat the chief.
We also want to thank the Grey Hunter Inquisitor Zane.
Zane Meister.
The Grey Hunter Brother Roxas.
Big rocks.
And Wolfguard Archer.
AKA Smash Captain.
And next,
Oh, I'm
the
getting
man
excited.
who slew
Oh,
1,000 elves
here it comes,
with
guys.
claws on his fingertips.
Oh, this is chunky.
The ultimate
Here it comes.
Wolf Lord,
Oh.
Meek.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Thanks to all of our patron supporters, guys. We really appreciate all the ways you guys support us and help us do what we do. And we got a couple big things coming up for the channel, and we're just really excited that you guys can be part of this, including our group hangout tomorrow morning with Wolf Lord Meeks.
Can't wait. It's gonna be epic, bro. Awesome.
It is going to be epic. And I'm just looking forward to getting some hobby in
Right?
with my brothers.
Heck yeah, man.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah, can't wait. I gotta finish this Chaplain Emo, man.
Chaplain Emo. All right, guys. If you guys like tonight's episode, then make sure that you grab up an axe
Grab it.
and smash that like button
smash
in the
it.
name of the Emperor. Drop us comments down below, and feel free, especially if you're watching from the archives, to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations.
Yep.
If you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then Freakaliciousness
Yeah.
and I
And him.
have you as part of the pack, part of the hobby family here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Love you.
Stay frosty.
Frosty.